Welcome to the Writers Weekly Podcast, a forum geared toward the writing enthusiast and those who want to make money from their writing. I'm Brian Whidden, managing editor of Writers Weekly, and I'll be your host along with Angela Hoy, the creator of Writers Weekly and president and CEO of BookLocker.com, a full-service book publishing company. Whether you want to learn how to become a professional writer, how to find writing gigs, or even publish your own book, then you come to the right place. We'll be discussing all kinds of topics relating to the writing and publishing industries. Don't forget, you can also click over to writersweekly.com. There, you'll find not only thousands of articles about professional writing, you can also find current paying markets and job listings to help you boost your writing career and even your bottom line. But for now, let's get on to this episode of the Writers Weekly Podcast. Hey everybody, the podcast is about to kick off, but before we get going with that, we needed to put in a little disclaimer before the actual podcast got started after Angela and I reviewed our recording. Today we're talking about some specific book publishing scammers. While we were recording, two of these scammers used a variation of the name NY Book Publishers or NY Publishers. And of course, as anybody can tell who's from America, when you talk about NY and publishing, your immediate thoughts go to New York. And as Angela and I were bantering back and forth about these various scammers, we discovered that we got a little loose with the tongue, and we mentioned several different names similar to those two scammer names, things such as New York Book Publishing.com, New York Book Publishers, New York Publishers, New York Book Publishing.com, over and over. There was no malicious intent there by naming any other company, and we don't even know if there are companies with those specific names. I just wanted to make clear there are two businesses that we are specifically talking about. The one is nybookpublishers.com, and their address is 42 Broadway, 12th floor, New York, New York, 10004. The other is nypublishers.co. Their physical address is 45 Broad Hollow Road in Melville, New York. When I Google mapped that, it came back to a Safe Light Auto Glass store. So clearly those two are, as you will hear in the podcast, those are scammers. Any other iteration of New York and publishing or publishers or any combination thereof that we happen to utter during the podcast, those names are not specifically these scammers. If we happen to mention any legitimate business name while talking about these scammers that may seem like we are calling them scammers, we absolutely are not. We are only specifically talking about nybookpublishers.com and nypublishers.co. And now on with the podcast. And welcome back to another episode of the Writers Weekly Podcast. I'm Brian, your host, here again with Angela Hoy, Writers Weekly owner and CEO, president of BookLocker.com, a full-service publishing company.
That is in the United States.
That's in the United States and is not a scammer.
We're not in Pakistan.
So,
unlike somebody we're going to talk about today.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Our last episode, I know, came out on the 3rd, which was already in New Year, but we recorded it back even before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, so, right. We got a little busy.
So Happy New Year, everybody. Angie and I didn't do jack diddly doo-doo.
We took a week off from work. We were still on our computers.
We sat around and didn't do anything on New Year's.
We ate.
Yes.
There's plenty of food.
Yes. Okay. So last episode number 31, we spoke to Mikhail Aldolfi. I hope I said it right this time. Mika.
Mika.
We became very good friends with her. In fact, we're still texting back and forth with her and stuff. Great girl.
Lovely
just a
lady.
wonderful, wonderful person.
Yeah.
And go back and listen to it if you haven't yet. It'll make a lot more sense if you listen to her story, because today we're going to talk about Ashbury Publishing, which is the publisher that took her for over $18,000.
Yeah.
But we're going to use this example to walk you through the 11 steps that we have come up with for you to identify an online publishing scammer. Because now that we've been doing this almost a year via a podcast, and Angie's been doing this stuff for years and years, identifying online scams and stuff like that, we still have people who now they're actually sending us lists. They're actually sending us like 4 or 5, 6
the other day
companies and saying, hey, do you think these are scammers?
A guy, he contacted me he asked me about, is this a scammer? Is that a scammer? I kept getting emails from him. And then he submitted his manuscript to BookLocker, and it was a very good book, and I accepted it. And then he sent me a list of 20 websites. And he claimed that they were traditional publishers, and because they were all offering him a deal, and he was going to have a worldwide bestseller. And I didn't report on every one of them. I recognized all the names. Yeah. I just threw 3 out there, and I said, this is why this one's a scam. This is why this one's a scam. I told him, anybody that's charging you money is not a traditional publisher. They're making you think they're doing you a favor, but that's just, these scammers they just want to put their hands in your pocket.
Yeah.
And I gave him the link to what we're going to be talking about today, and told him he needs to start doing his own research. He came to BookLocker, which is in the United States. We're in our 27th year now. We got an excellent reputation. We've been busting scammers for 27 years, 28 because of Writers Weekly, and he just completely glossed over that and started contacting all these other companies, and every one of them was a scammer.
And what this tells me, it's still the psychology of it all, is you can't tell me if they're asking us the question, clearly there's a doubt in their mind.
Oh, yeah.
But they're still asking us the question because there's another side of their brain that said, I don't know, boy, if this is true, it's going to be a great deal and they're going to make you famous. And they want so bad to believe it.
Well, that's how the scammers, they prey on your ego.
Exactly.
And your greed. And we don't do that.
So they're coming to us because there's something niggling at them about that publisher, or they would have just jumped in.
Right. Yeah.
But they still want to argue with us when we tell them, of course it's a scammer.
And
yes,
here's why.
It's a scammer.
1, 2, 3, 4,
but,
5, 6.
But. And I tell you, it almost gets tempting to say, fine, go give them your money and see what happens.
Boy, there's been a couple I wanted to say that too.
I mean, but this is the problem.
I just can't, in my heart, I just can't do that.
So what we're going to do today is exactly what Angela and I did about 3 weeks ago when we first started looking at Mika's situation and working out her story. We did this research, and we're going to walk you through it. At this time, while you're listening, if you're listening to this near your computer, pull your web browser off, clear everything off of there, pull up a web browser, because we're going to walk you through this.
We're going to teach you how to do it.
And you're going to have about 20 tabs open by the time we're done. But it's going to show you how you yourself can look at these websites and figure out if it's a potential scammer.
Now, before everybody gets scared and say, I'm not going to do that, you probably only need to look at 1 or 2 of the things on our list to figure out that it's a scammer.
Sure. We figured it out
all 11.
By about step 2, we knew what we had.
Yep. It was easy.
I want you to, real quick, just Google Ashbury Publishing, and it's Ashbery, not 2, don't spell Berry normal. It's Ashbury with only 1 R.
Which is, that's a red flag right there.
Google Ashbury Publishing and go click on their link and bring up their website. And it's a lovely looking website. Boy, does it look professional. I mean, man, they got this pretty girl sitting at a computer looking at you, telling you that your book and our editing experience our book editing magic. I don't even know what the hell that means.
Yeah, right.
But there it is. Okay. I'm just scrolling down on the home page, and boy, here's all their services: ghostwriting, book editing and proofreading, book publishing, book marketing, video book trailers, book designing. Wow, I'm impressed. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say, wow, this looks like a really good company. I want you to scroll down their website to where you start seeing a bunch of book covers. And we're going to go over some of those book covers. So let's start with the very first top left book cover that's called A Story of Our Time. It's got a picture of Donald Trump face to face with, I don't know, is that God? Is that Moses?
Sure,
I don't know who that is. Okay. Yeah. And it's from an author by the name of Carolyn Dorr. All right. So here's step one. I want you to pull up Amazon.com on your computer. If you go to the search bar, and just to the very left of the search bar, you'll see a little gray drop-down menu. If you click that, it gives you all of Amazon's departments. Go down to books and click on books. And then all you have to do is type in A Story for Our Time. Hit enter, and it'll pull up all the books that have anything to do with that title.
However, it's probably easier because some books have identical titles to others. Put the title in quotes.
There you go. Angie says put the title in quotes. Just cross-reference with the cover. You can see the cover on Amazon. Now, when you pull that up on Amazon, let me type this in here.
I'm a step ahead.
Are you a step ahead of me?
Yeah.
Okay. Explain to them how to find who the publisher is.
Okay, at the top is the cover, the title, the price, and everything. Go down. They've got some products related. Pass by those. Customers also read. Pass by those. Go down to product details, which is on the left side of your screen. The name of the publisher. Wait a minute. It was Ashbury Publishing, right?
I found this book on Ashbury Publishing.
On their website.
On their website.
Well, on Amazon, it says McGilligan Publishers.
McGilligan Publishers. Okay. Just put a bookmark in that.
Yeah.
Just
make a little note about that.
Save that for a minute.
That's interesting.
Okay, so we're going to go 2 books over from A Story of Art. Go back on Ashbury.com's website, and we're going to go over to A Genesis of a Nation. It's a book cover with like an eagle head with the American flag superimposed on the eagle head. It's from James R. Boynton.
The Ashbury Publishing might change their website after hearing this podcast.
Maybe.
So it's Genesis of a Nation, We the People by James R. Boynton, Boynton. So we're going to go look that up on Amazon.
Okay. Well, I've got 4, and I think you found one more, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Genesis of a Nation by James Robert Boynton. Let me click on that here. And go down to product details. McGilligan Publishing again.
That one also.
That's
wow.
Interesting.
Amazing. Okay. So there's 2 more books that I looked up. Finding Roots, which is right there next on Ashbury's website, right next to Genesis of a Nation, is Finding Roots. What did we find again? McGilligan Publishing. Starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
And then I looked for one more book, and it was called A Dance of Black and White, and that's on the second row of covers on Ashbury's website, and we found that was published by New York Book Publishers, NY Book Publishers.
NY Book Publishers.
Okay, now all of these books were, they were published in 2024 and 2025. Okay, so now we have 2 other names. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You looked up one other book.
They have a featured book on their website. It's got a beautiful cover. Go past the smiling young lady who doesn't work for Ashbury. Okay. Trust me, that's a stock photo.
That sure is.
Go down a little bit. There's a kind of a black background. Become a published author with us. Let's make it happen. To the right of that is The Girl of Many Crowns.
Right there, okay.
By D.H. Morris.
Okay.
I looked up that one. That was published by a completely different company that is a legitimate company in the United States. That is copyright infringement.
Do you want to say the name of the company or not?
No.
Okay, all right. So, but you all can do that. Go look on the website and
The Girl of Many Crowns on
Girl of Many
Amazon in
Crowns.
quotes, D.H. Morris, and you'll be able to see who published that
find
book.
out who actually published that book.
We don't recommend that publisher because they have lots of complaints about them. However, they are
but
legitimate. They're in the United States.
We are not calling them scammers.
Yeah, they just charge way too much money.
They just get a lot of complaints online.
Right,
okay,
right.
so we now have 3 different book publishers' names. We already have Ashbury up, folks. Go ahead and pull up another tab on your computer and look and Google McGilligan Publishing. That's MC and Gilligan, like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And then in another tab, look up NY Book Publishers. So you should have 3 different websites up on your computer and Amazon.com. And you should have writersweekly.com and Angela's Desk and the article we wrote on 11 ways to know if a publisher or other service provider is an overseas scammer. And we'll give you that link at the bottom of this podcast. Okay. So we now know that Ashbury Publishing is displaying books and covers from other publishers.
Right.
Let's look at McGilligan Publishing. Wow, there's a pretty website too, isn't it? Boy, they sure look professional. Look at that. The text moves and slides in, and that looks really good. I'm scrolling down their homepage. Look at all their services pop up and bounce around. So wow. And then I go down to their list of books. Holy crap. Look at this, Angie. I see A Story for Our Time. I see Genesis of a Nation. I see Finding Roots. All on McGilligan Publishing. Now, how is it, Angie, that 2 completely different publishing companies have the same covers on their websites?
Well, little buddy.
little buddy.
It's because it's the same company.
Skipper. Okay. Now I want y'all to go to New York Publishers.
NY Publishers.
NY Publishers. And if we, let's see, I think, well, looky there. There's Genesis of a Nation.
Oh, same book.
Same
it's a different
book
website
on
design.
New York Publishers. Now, if you might recall from listening to Mika's episode, the first company this one in service guide for military personnel, I saw that on both the other ones too. The other publishing companies. But Mika said she found NY Publishers first, but they were too pushy when she called them, so she went over to Ashbury. Well, sorry, Mika, you fell in the trap of the exact same people. They just had multiple shell companies open to trap you, thinking that you've moved on to another company because you didn't like the way one person talked to you. You got to talk to another one. Same gang, though.
You know what's interesting is there are literally thousands of these websites now.
Yes.
And she ended up contacting the same company twice under 2 different names.
Yes.
I mean, what are the chances? Which tells me there's probably even more websites under this company than the ones we're revealing today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we've just covered step 1.
Yeah.
Right away. Now, if that's all you have and you've got nothing else, that by itself alone does not prove that anybody's scamming anybody. But would you want to go with any of these companies that are sharing all these book covers?
Yeah, no.
Claiming that they published it, but you find out it's published by one of the others? I wouldn't. That alone right there should send you running away.
Right. If a company is really doing a good job at taking care of its customers, they don't need to create multiple websites.
Or create multiple books and share them across their different websites.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, and we've seen this with, now Author Solutions is not a scammer per se. They've been sued twice, class action in the past by their authors. There's tons of complaints about them. They own, and again, they're not a scam company. I would never use them. But Author Solutions owns Author House, Ex Libris, oh my gosh.
Was Book Baby one of theirs?
No.
No. We'd have to go back in and look at some of our research.
Author House owns Ex Libris, Trafford, iUniverse, and several other different websites, website domains. If they were really doing a good job, why do they need all those websites? And a lot of people, they don't realize that if they move from Author House to Ex Libris to Trafford to
You're
another one, iUniverse,
under the same umbrella.
it's the same company.
Same company.
And,
Yep.
but you know.
Yep. Okay, so let's go to step number 2 on your list of how to identify scam.
Can I say something about the covers?
No.
You're going to find covers on these scam websites that you cannot find anywhere on Amazon.
Yes,
that's
true
another
too.
red flag.
That's
if
true
you
too.
cannot find that book on Amazon,
Yep.
they never published it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to number 2. They have a fake U.S. address or an address and or phone number on Facebook that's different than the one on the website. Okay, we're not going to chase Facebook and everything, but let's go to each of these websites. Ashbury Publishing, I think if you scroll all the way to the bottom here. Yes, Ashbury Publishing, all the way at the bottom, they have their little information bar there. And their address is 224 West 35th Street, number 500, New York, New York, 100, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Go to McGilligan Publishing. Scroll all the way down there. Their address is 3707 Cypress Creek Parkway, Suite 310, number 505 in Houston, Texas. Sounds pretty legit. Scroll all the way down on NY Book Publishers, and their mailing address is 42 Broadway, 12th floor, New York, New York, blah, blah, blah.
You know, what's interesting is on Trustpilot, their address is 445 Broad Hollow in... Okay, here's another red flag. 445 Broad Hollow, 11747 Road, Melville, United States. Okay, there's no state, and there's 2 roads, but road comes after the zip code. A lot of foreign scammers, they don't understand U.S. addresses, and you will see those errors all the time.
All right, so here's what we did with these 3 addresses for McGilligan, Ashbury, and NY Book Publishers. First of all, I Googled the addresses, and I went to satellite view on Google Maps and zoomed in on those addresses. All right, none of them are an individual office building. Like, you know, as if they have their own
like
standalone office, right? Now, I'm going to fill y'all in on a little secret because even I didn't know to do this. Angie knew to do this and told me how to. But basically, if you type in to Google these addresses and then right behind that, put in virtual office.
Yep.
You're going to find out that McGilligan's address is a virtual office run by Alliance Virtual Offices. New York Book Publishers address also comes back to Alliance Virtual Offices. Are we seeing a pattern?
Now, these virtual office companies, they're all over the country and all over the world.
And there's a bunch of them.
And they basically let you pay like $30 a month or $20 a month to use their address, and then if they get an email, they'll let you know.
Yeah, the only thing they have is they have maybe 1 or 2 people that run that virtual office, and they're collecting mail for their clients. They're taking phone calls for their clients. They're taking emails for their clients, and then they just forward everything to another address that the client gave them.
More than likely, they're scanning the actual mail and sending that electronically to the scammers. Yeah, so it's really upsetting that I know that these companies know that scammers are using them.
Yes,
and they are flourishing. These companies are just popping up everywhere.
Ashbury's address in New York comes back to a company called Post Scan Mail and Shipping.
There you go.
So they're nothing more than like a mail forwarding service, basically. It's another virtual office.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Okay. So there's red flag number 3 or 4 right there. And we're only on step 2 on our lists.
Right.
None of these publishing companies have an actual physical address for a publishing company. All of these addresses come back to virtual offices.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's another. By now, if you're not shutting down your computer and just not even bothering with these companies, you've been played.
Oh,
You're still wanting to believe that these could be real if you just dig far enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, their phone number is identical to one or more other websites. Now, I went and researched these 3 companies' phone numbers. None of them match up to the others. But
on our list of scammers on the website, which we had to stop adding scammers because they were hundreds of websites popping up every day. We just couldn't keep up. Many of them, if you Google the phone number, the first 3 digits need to be in parentheses, space, digit, hyphen, the last 4 digits. You will find, and you keep going down Google, you're probably going to find other companies using the same phone number.
Yep.
And in fact, we have connected multiple scam websites to each other searching by phone numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So if you simply Google McGilligan's phone number, one of the results you will come up with is RoboKiller. Click on that RoboKiller result. Now, the top comment is from me, so skip that. I put that on there when I found this in December 16th. That's when we did our research. Go down to the one under mine, March 31st, 2024. Fake Medicare options, rewards, Pro Advantage, Cover Choice, Total Coverage, Healthcare, Health Center, Senior. Okay. Life insurance scam by criminals phoning from the Philippines. This Filipino scammer also pretends to be fake fundraisers collecting for various charities like State Farm, Home Warranties, AT&T. Y'all can read this. Philippines use thousands of different spoofed phone numbers and mainly prey on seniors. Healthcare scam by Putanang criminals calling from the Philippines.
Fake loans, debt collectors.
Yeah. Ask me by name.
Allstate, Farmers State Farm, AT&T, DirecTV, identity theft, health insurance.
Okay, so these people are into far more than just publishing scam.
Oh, yeah, it's a drop in the bucket.
It goes on and on and on and on and on.
Social Security, disability, funeral, burial expenses, life insurance. These scammers have their fingers in every industry, every single industry. And legitimate companies have to compete with these scammers, and people just keep getting scammed. It just...
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to put a link to this page under this episode 32 of the Writers Weekly podcast, so you can click on it and see literally hundreds of industries that they're scamming people through, and they're all using the same phone number.
So, folks, that's step number 3 on 11 ways to identify a scammer.
If you see
how many
red
more
flags,
you need?
Right.
Yeah.
If you see any red flags with phone numbers, just turn around and walk away.
Angie, why don't you cover number 4?
Yeah, their ads claim to offer editing, cover design, interior formatting, distribution, and marketing for absolutely unbelievable low prices, like $399, $499, or $599. That's what they trapped Mika with. I think it was $599.
They offered $499 for editing and a book cover.
Right. Absolutely unbelievably low price. I mean, and she thought that was a great price, but it's so low that, sounds too good to be true, people.
If you order just a custom book cover from us, we charge $400.
Right.
Editing
is wow.
2 cents a word for
2.5 cents a word for proofreading. If you want line editing through Clayton Jones, who we refer authors to, he's our author's favorite author. Line editing is 11 cents a word.
Yeah.
You are not getting your book edited for $499 unless it's maybe a children's book.
Yeah. But then once Mika agreed to that editing and book cover, she started talking to them about marketing and advertising, and that's when they said, okay, that's going to cost you $17,000. And if they had kept her going, they would have been asking for more. Well, they did ask her for more money.
They asked her for, what was it?
What was it?
$12,000 for an audiobook or something.
For an audiobook.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So. So if the price is too good to be true, don't be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. You're going to get scammed. And not only that, if they can rope you in with that low price, they are experts at upselling authors and everybody else.
You know, when I first started working with you and we were, you were showing me all these scams going on and stuff, I always thought of a scammer as somebody that advertises something, you give them their money and they just disappear and you're out your money. But these guys don't do that. They hook you and then they start pumping you for more money and more money and more money and more money. They don't just take the money and run. They try to milk you until you catch on,
right,
or until you're out of money, and only then do they stop bothering you.
Well, Mika was being groomed. She
Yes.
said that the male she was talking to had her start talking to a female, and they became friends.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the romance scams.
Yeah.
How they, but of course, Mika,
which I'm sure they're into also.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah. And as soon as Mika saw the light and stopped sending them money, that woman just disappeared.
Yep. And then the guy took over, who was probably one of their senior scammers who knows what they're doing. And now I watched a YouTube video from a white hat hacker that hacks into these scammers in India and the Philippines and stuff. He actually will hack into their security cameras and their webcams on their computers and starts watching them.
Yeah.
And he identified that there were people sitting at phones, but there were two guys walking back and forth up and down those aisles. And whenever one of those people hooked somebody, they'd summon that guy, and then he'd get on the phone with him because he was the expert at really reeling him in.
Right.
So they have a bunch of people on phones just making calls, or taking calls. And then once they got somebody that's okay, yeah, all right, they bring in the big guy to sit down and really talk to him and start and get him to give that money up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on to step number 5, and this is the point where I need to say not every website is going to show all 11 of these red flags.
Right.
Some websites will have 3 or 4 of them. Some websites will have 2 or 3 others. But they're not all going to have all 11. And this one is their website has a chat box that instantly opens up in your lower right-hand window or right-hand corner.
Legitimate companies, some legitimate companies do have chat boxes. However, if you visit enough of these scam publishing websites, you'll start to see the trends of, it pops up. Did you write a book? Are you wanting to publish your book? Sometimes it'll pop up, my name is so-and-so with 2 first names because they don't understand American names.
McGilligan has a pop-up for you to enter your name, email, phone number, and a message, but that might be an email that they get.
By the way, if you provide them with your email address and your phone number,
you're
not only are they never going to leave you alone, they're going to sell it or give it to other scammers that they're working with.
The other 2 do not have pop-ups, but they do have a chat link on the bottom right. But again, not every website's going to act exactly this. They're not all going to have all of these signs, but that's one to look for, these pop-up, hey, let's chat.
And of course, we've already, shown in the last 4 steps that these are scammers.
Yeah.
So, if you get to step 3 or 4 or even 1 or 2 and you think it's a scammer, it is.
Yep.
Trust me, it is. Yeah.
Okay, why don't you handle number 6?
Oh, syntax errors on their website, in their ads on Facebook and elsewhere, and even in their fake customer testimonials.
Now, remember when we were going through these 3 websites, and I wish I had written this down. I didn't, and I'm not going to hunt for it right now. But as we read through these websites, I started seeing the same phrases used across websites as they described their services, or they described, what they're going to, it's like, what is it? Let me see here. Our team of experienced book editors specializes in refining your writing while preserving your unique voice and style. That's on Ashbury.
Oh, okay.
We offer a range of book editing. Well, I found that exact phrase on another one of these websites.
Yeah.
So they, they ain't just using the same editors to build these websites. It's the same people building the website. They're all the scammers.
Now, not all the scammers have a bunch of syntax errors.
No.
But if you're actually chatting with somebody live instead of viewing what's probably been an edited website, you'll start to pick up on the nuances that, I don't think this person
their
really
English
speaks
is not
English.
correct.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7, I'll handle this one. They
Okay.
have major media and publishing industry logos on their website in horizontal lines and logos for awards they never won. Let's go to Ashbury. Let's start from the top. Okay. So right away they showed Trustpilot, Google Reviews, and Clutch. And both Trustpilot and Google Reviews says that they have 5 stars. Here's another line says get it on Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, Ingram Sparks, Goodreads.
That's the it's all those logos for those companies in a horizontal strip on their website. Almost every single one of the scammers have something very similar, but some of them have like NBC News and HBO and stuff. It's totally unbelievable.
In fact, on the website that they built for Mika, they had a bunch of those logos. Yep.
And it was fraud because her book wasn't selling because they took her website away from her. They stole her website from her.
I am Googling Mika's name, Mikhail Aldof. It's kind of a French, it's a Haitian name.
Yeah.
So I am having trouble pronouncing it. But here it is, the home. And if you pop up that website, which is, she does not have control of that website because they did not give her access to it.
She paid for it. But
you just scroll an inch down. They've got CNBC, Incorporated Magazine, Harvard Business Review, TEDx, Wall Street Journal, Forbes. And we asked her. She says, "I've never been on any of those."
Yeah, it's total fraud.
So what? Yeah, what's that to show? That's just to convince you that this is something great. Yeah, but that is not her website.
She had to create her own.
She had to create her own
website.
Yep. But there you go. So that's something to look for when you see all that horizontal line with all these big network names on them and stuff like that.
Huge
big
red
flag.
Yep, big.
Yep. Okay, so that is number 7. Number 8. They have fake author testimonials that don't have the author's full name and their book title, nor a link to purchase it. Fake author photos, which are usually stock images that the company took from the internet, and syntax errors in the author's testimonials.
And let's break that down. That's like 4 different things in one. So, fake author testimonials are pretty easy to spot.
Yep.
The scammers write the testimonials, and there's errors in them. You would think if you're a real publisher that you would make sure everything on your website was perfect, including your author's testimonials. And if you own a publishing company, wouldn't you want to promote your author's books on your website? Wouldn't you put the cover next to the name?
Absolutely.
A link where they can buy it?
Yep.
Some of them just have a quote with the author's name. Don't even have the book title.
Well, I've got
in
some
there.
examples. We're going to go through those.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you see photos of these authors, what you want to do is right-click on that photo, copy it, go to Google, and there's an image.
It's images.google.com.
If you just simply paste that image in there and hit enter, it will show you everywhere that's showing up. And you're probably going to find out that that's a stock image from iStock or Pixabay. Or
you're going to see that image on multiple
that image
websites.
Is going to be everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Fake authors.
So I found...
It's also fraud.
Was that Ashbury? Let's see. Let me go through here. Yes, Ashbury. Towards the bottom on their homepage, they have several. It says right here, "Don't trust us? Hear from our customers." Okay. I looked up some of your customers. So first of all, there's Samantha Lewis. No, Samantha Williams. Did I get that name wrong? Okay. Whispers in the Fog went from good to great thanks to their expertise. They refined every detail, making my book published and ready for publication. Highly recommended. That's Samantha Williams. Thank you very much. Well, let's go back to Amazon. And let's search for Samantha Williams. Now, there's a bunch of Samantha Williams books written by somebody named Samantha Williams, but the book she says that's on this testimonial is Whispers in the Fog. Now, there's no cover. There's no author photo. And can you look up Whispers in the Fog on Amazon, please?
The Fog. All right. Is it pink cover?
There is no cover on here.
Oh.
Is it by Samantha Williams?
No, there's several books called Whispers in the Fog, and I don't see any Samantha Williams on any of them.
That's because there isn't a book called Whispers in the Fog by Samantha Williams.
There you go.
It doesn't exist, folks.
Yep.
Let's go to another one. Mark Thompson. Let me scroll over to his. Angie, I think they're changing names as I'm sitting here looking at this.
You know what I'm looking at?
Absolutely serious.
I'm on, let's see.
Jessica.
I'm on New York Book Publishers, and they've only got 7 testimonials here. One of them's a first name only. Nobody mentions their book, title. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Sorry. Oops. Beep. Brian's going to have to beep me.
They have changed this. Okay, Jessica Reynolds. That one's gone. They are changing names right now. Okay.
That's okay because earlier today I got a screenshot of their entire website.
All right. Because I wrote these names down. Samantha Lewis has changed to Samantha Williams.
Oh.
Okay.
Isn't that convenient?
Mark Thompson is now Melissa Thompson.
We've seen that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is Melissa Thompson, which 2 weeks ago was Mark Thompson when I did this. Beneath the Scarlet Moon, would you please look up Beneath?
I'm on it.
Beneath the Scarlet Moon has a complex plot, and I needed an editor who understands its depth. Their feedback was insightful, and the final version is absolutely stunning.
What's the name of the author again?
Melissa Thompson.
The fake author.
Uh-huh. Are you looking up the author or the book?
Both. Nothing.
There's nothing on Amazon. Again,
nothing.
Folks, every publisher, the first place they publish your book is on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's the biggest bookseller in the world. If you have a book out, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
This doesn't exist.
Yep, doesn't exist.
I'm going to do the last one. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. The last one is gone. The last one was named Jessica Reynolds, and she's gone now. Again, all of these have no photo, no book cover, nothing.
Same with NewYorkPublishers.com.
Okay. Let's do one more just for fun. Brian Lewis, which I think may have been Samantha. Well, see, we had Samantha Lewis 2 weeks ago. Now there's Brian Lewis. The Silent Betrayal. You want to look that up? The Silent Betrayal is my debut novel, and I was nervous about editing. Their editors were patient, thorough, and professional. The improvements were beyond my expectations. The book, Angie, is The Silent Betrayal.
Author name again?
Brian Lewis.
There's a bunch of books called Silent Betrayal. I'm not seeing any Brian Lewis. Let me see.
I'm going to Google it real quick.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, I'm Googling it right now. The Silent Betrayal, Brian Lewis. And there is nothing on Google for A Silent Betrayal by Brian Lewis.
Yep.
Nothing.
Doesn't exist.
Okay, folks? So there's another huge red flag. They have advertised 4 different author testimonials for which books do not exist, nor does the author.
Yeah.
All right. Angie, you take number 9, 5-star reviews on Trustpilot.
Oh, we've actually written about this on Writers Weekly. Number 9. I thought you said number 5.
Number 9.
Okay. Yeah, we've actually written about this on Writers Weekly. Trustpilot has a big problem. Trustpilot.com has a big problem with fake 5-star reviews. Mm-hmm. Anybody can post a fake 5-star review. So they probably do have 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. You've gone this far down the list, don't trust them. Only look at the 1-star reviews.
Did you know that you can actually hire people in Pakistan to go onto places like Trustpilot and Google reviews and stuff, and they will can purchase reviews.
Didn't
Mika?
What? Tell them what Mika said.
Mika said. Now I'm trying to remember this. Mika, they did a social media. They opened up social media accounts for her, and she owns a marketing company, so she may not know all about book publishing and book marketing, but she knew how to track results.
Yeah.
And after a couple weeks, she looked and she's like, I'm not seeing any activity on these social media accounts that you gave me. Mm-hmm. And she said like the next day she had like 1,500 followers?
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
They were all fake.
They call those click farms, folks. Yeah. They're in Pakistan, they're in India, they're in China. You can actually hire these companies, you pay them money, and then they'll have people go onto your Facebook or other social media accounts and do likes and they've got all kinds of fake profiles on those social media account or the social media sites. So they'll click on and they'll follow you or they'll friend you. So it'll look like you got all these people that just love you to death, and most of them don't even exist.
Yeah.
All right. So we've covered. Well, you found one of these that had a bunch of bad reviews on Trustpilot. Am I correct?
Yes. Underneath episode 31, click underneath the description of the episode, and there's links to the negative reviews on Trustpilot, the 1-star reviews on Trustpilot.
Okay. Yeah. What you want to look for on Trustpilot, even if one of these websites and you go to Trustpilot to review them, what you want to look for is a bunch of 5-star reviews that all came in on the same day,
or within a short proximity
or with
of each
a couple
other,
of days,
within a week or so.
Yeah, that's not how actual reviews work.
Yeah, right.
If you see somebody with a lot of reviews, you're going to see reviews. One day, another one 3 days later, another one a month later,
right, yeah.
2 weeks later, and they come in dribs and drabs.
Yeah.
You don't get 100 of them in a 2-day period.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
Right.
Okay. So number 10, Angie, that's all yours.
They claim to pay 100% royalties. There's no such thing. Mm-hmm. Here's how it works. You have a list price for your book. Somebody buys the book. The printer gets paid. The distributor gets paid. The publisher gets paid. The author gets paid. Okay? Basically, the author gets...
In that order.
Right.
Yeah.
The author gets what's left over.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. Yep.
You're getting 100% of what's left over.
Yeah.
So the scammers say 100% royalties. They're tricking you into thinking you're going to get 100% of the list price of that book. And there's no such thing. I mean, it's just common sense.
Yeah. Okay. Number 11. This is the final one here. Blatant trademark infringement, lies about being number one in anything in the industry, and use of celebrity authors' faces and or book covers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, when they steal a book cover from another publisher, it's copyright infringement. When they use a name that trick you into thinking that you're actually, like a traditional publisher or something, and we've covered many of those. If they're using the name Amazon, AMZ, Kindle, anything, and they're not actually Amazon, and they're not, trust me, that's trademark infringement. Some of them are using, there's one group of scammers, and again, we don't know how many crime cartels are involved in this now. It's thousands and thousands of websites. They had J.K. Rowling on the front and center on their website, trying to make people think that, that she was actually working with them.
Yeah.
I do have a number 12.
Okay.
that I can't believe I didn't put in here. If you get the company's website address, just the name.com, not the HTTP and everything, you copy and paste that into Facebook. So go to Facebook, and let's do let's go back to the source here. Ashbury. So go to Facebook, click on the little search thing at the top, ashbury1rpublishing.com. Search. There they are. Pop rapid. Click on the name. Then go down a little bit and click on About. And then click on, by the way, you might find on Facebook that the address is different than what it is on their website. It's just they can't keep up with all the stuff, with all the lies. Click on Page Transparency. And there it is. Page Manager. They have a page manager in Pakistan.
No kidding. In Pakistan.
Isn't that interesting?
Even though they have a New York address.
Now, once we started blowing the whistle and teaching people how to do this, a lot of the scammers are able to change that on Facebook and make it look like they're in the United States.
Yeah.
Or Page Manager doesn't pop up at all. Mm-hmm. But this says they have at least one page manager in Pakistan. I'm sure they're located in Pakistan. You go ahead and talk. I'm going to look up McGilligan.
And I would say shortly after this podcast episode comes out, expect to see these 3 websites go through some big changes.
Yeah.
They actually, the scammers now know to keep an eye on Writers Weekly. And we have noticed when we report on a scammer, all of a sudden things start changing on their websites. Yeah. Their website will disappear, but 10 more pop up. Yep. But so far they've had to continue to use the same website template, the same tricks. So these 11 steps, 12 with the Facebook transparency step, will help you weed out who is a legitimate publisher and who's a scammer.
Okay, so earlier in the episode, I said NewYorkPublishers.com, NYPublishers.com. Oops. Well, though I looked at that website, too, and that's one you want to avoid as well.
Exactly.
NYPublishers, hold on just a second.
.co.
NYPublishers.co. Look it up on Facebook. Click on About. Click on Page Transparency. Ding, ding, ding. Page managers in Pakistan.
Wow.
They all are. I also want to add, and I can't remember how I connected the dots, but when we were doing all the research about Ashbury, another company kept popping up, and it was Ghostwriting Hub. Ghostwritinghub.com. Now, if you go to episode 31, underneath the description on writersweekly.com/podcast, episode 31, underneath the description, scammers mentioned in this episode, we have links to each of them. Well, links showing there's a warning about this one. Exact same website as Ashbury Publishing for the other one. For Ghostwriting Hub and nypublishers.co, we have links to the 1-star reviews on Trustpilot. And remember, you can trust 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't trust any 5-star reviews on Trustpilot at all. Yeah.
So, folks, stay away from Ashbury Publishing. Stay away from McGilligan Publishing. Stay away from New York Book NYBookPublishers.com. Stay away from those. We've done the work for you now, and now you see how we find who's a scammer. You can do exactly the same thing for yourself.
And we keep mispronouncing and missaying the New York nypublishers.co. That's why that Brian misspoke a minute ago about that. nypublishers.co. We will have a link to all 4 of these websites under this episode, number 32, on writersweekly.com/podcast.
All right. So, yeah, there's two NY book publishers, one's .com, one's .co, but they're both companies you want to avoid.
Right, yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. This was actually kind of fun. I like playing Internet Sleuth. So does Angie.
Yeah.
And you can play Internet Sleuth. We did this in 45 minutes, 3 companies in 45 minutes. It would only take you 10 to 15 to figure out if one particular company that you're considering is a scam.
Yeah.
Even if none of this, again, all of this stuff put together doesn't necessarily prove that any of these companies have stolen people's money, but there's enough suspicious activity. Do you really want to try to work with a company like this?
Yeah.
With what we've uncovered, just linking these three together, showing you the book covers that they share, showing you the author testimonials that don't exist, showing you that at least one of their phone numbers comes back on RoboKiller as big time scam.
And in multiple industries.
It just, you don't want to do business with anybody that has any of this stuff.
And again, most people only need to do step one.
Yeah.
And I want to point out that I was also looking at nybookpublishers.com.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people using the word New York, so many scammers. Also in Pakistan.
There you go.
According to Facebook. I mean, it's just buried in them.
All right.
So who should people use to publish their book? Somebody in the United States.
I would say there's a company I've heard of. It's called booklocker.com. They don't have a Pakistan representative.
We don't have any overseas call centers.
We don't have a phone number that goes to RoboKiller.
Right.
We don't have 1-star reviews on the Better Business Bureau.
Mm-hmm. All of our reviews are 5 stars on the Better Business Bureau website.
Exactly.
All of them.
And we're right here talking to you. I think by now you can tell that we speak English as a first language.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Yeah.
This is where you need to get your book published.
You can see the packages at publishing.booklocker.com. If you go to writersweekly.com and click on articles, you'll find a lot of articles by attorney James M. Walsh about the scammers and about what Facebook's been doing. And Facebook knows they're earning billions from these scammers. And also on writersweekly.com, tons of articles on how to write a book, how to write articles, paying markets for writers, how much they pay, freelance jobs. We run those every week. But if you have a book you want to get published, and if you don't want to get ripped off because the scammers are winning, they have more websites than there are for legitimate publishers. Go to publishing.booklocker.com. Look at our packages. There's a contact us link. You can contact me, ask any questions you want. And we've also got, we never ask our authors for testimonials, but they send them all the time.
But they send them anyway.
Yeah, and there's tons of testimonials on there. We've never asked for a testimonial. All of those were spontaneous.
And I would mention this. The name of this podcast is the Writers Weekly website, and that was based on the Writers Weekly podcast. That was based on the Writers Weekly website that we've been doing for how long?
We're in our 28th year for Writers Weekly.
28th year for Writers Weekly. Folks, we do Writers Weekly for free. Yeah. We don't make a dime off Writers Weekly. Nobody pays us for Writers Weekly. There's no subscription for Writers Weekly. We put out information to help authors find writing jobs, find opportunities for their books and how to sell their books and how to market their books. And we do a lot of work on exposing scammers to you and explaining it to you so that you won't get scammed. Again, we don't make a penny off of that.
We don't accept any advertising on Writers Weekly because we don't want some third party trying to tell us how to run our business.
Exactly.
Anybody can you can subscribe if you want. We'll email you once a week when the issue goes out or not.
Yep.
Everybody can view the entire website for free. You don't have to be a subscriber.
Exactly. And what scammer is going to do that? I mean, with the hours we have put into Writers Weekly, every week it takes us more than a day to get Writers Weekly out for the week.
Well, that's just putting it online.
Just putting
that's
it
just
online.
Pulling all
that's
the pieces
not writing
together.
all
That's
the
not,
articles and this podcast is now also part of Writers Weekly in the time it takes me just to edit this stuff. What scammer is going to put that much work in for free?
That's true.
Just to help authors and writers. So
in education is the key. We can't stop the scammers. Not even a government agency can stop it. But educating, taking our time, which we're doing it for free, to educate people, because when we receive stories from scam victims like Mika, it is absolutely heartbreaking.
Yep.
And I will be educating people about scammers until I put my foot in the grave, because it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
You know?
There you go.
And the more people that know, the more you know. Or that old thing from...
The more you know, the more you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, from when we were in school. Yeah.
Okay. That's going to do it for this episode. We thank you all for listening, and we're looking forward to a great 2026.
Yeah.
Got a lot more ideas for episodes coming in. If you have an idea for an episode, something you would like to hear about having to do with professional writing, drop us a line. We've got, if you go to any of our episodes on writersweekly.com, you will find a comment button down towards the bottom. Just click on that and write into us and just say, hey, I'd like to hear a little bit more about this. Don't tell us we're doing too much on scammers, because the responses we have gotten far outweigh the complaints. We're going to keep talking about scammers, like Angie said, till we go to the grave, because it's the right thing to do. And again, the only way, we can't stop them. You can't arrest them all. You can't shut them down. The only way to, quote, stop them is to get enough people educated that nobody does business with them.
Yeah, once people are educated, they're going to stop sending money to scammers. I'm not just talking about publishing. I'm talking about multiple industries. People are getting smart, but they're getting smart because people like us are talking about it.
And then once people stop using scammers, then we can go back to talking about how to pick the best editor and how to best market your book. And
we still do that. We give 2 free books about book marketing to our BookLocker authors.
That's true.
And we refer them to Clayton Jones, which is an outstanding book marketer. But in Writers Weekly, it really has turned more into an anti-scam campaign.
Yep.
But we still run job listings, paying markets, and other articles each week. So.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time on the Writers Weekly podcast. Happy New Year, Angie.
Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.
Bye.